Hey there, viewers, and welcome back to the South Main Auto Channel. Got the Buick Encore. It's back, and ever since you, and that includes you because you were there, worked on it, we got these issues. That's not what the lady said, but that's what some customers say. Actually, this lady's really nice. She didn't say anything about it, but she wants to know what the mysterious fluid all over her tailgate is. So she stopped in with it. Of course, if you guys don't remember this one, I'll link that video there. This thing got towed in. It's a no start, and it had the rear diff clutch module that was shorted out. Spoiler alert, just ruined the video for you. And we replaced that, programmed it, and you know, Bob's your uncle. And that's it. So it was probably a couple days after that, she comes in, she's like, there's something leaking out of my wheel. We looked at the left front wheel, yeah, I think it's covered with fluid like a brake caliper cut loose, but it wasn't. There's a transmission line that runs up near there that rusted through and it was leaking down the control arm. My boy Josh put new training lines on it for her, sent her on the way. 2 days later, she comes back, she's like, there's this stuff all over my tailgate. And we're like, well, maybe it's the training fluid, because it was spraying everywhere. It's under there. I mean, they dumped like 4 quarts of fluid underneath it. So it was a mess. So we assumed it was that. We looked at it for her anyways, because we're a couple of nice guys. And lo and behold, the rear axle seals are now leaking. So I'm like, what in the world? This lady's going to think that we're ripping her off. I went back and actually had to look at my footage from, you know, when it was here the first time, just a few weeks ago, and that rear end was bone dry. So I don't know if putting the rear diff control module on there, making the all-wheel drive work as it should cause this issue, or if it's just luck of the draw. I'm gonna say luck of the draw. The way the cookie crumbled for this lady. Oh, and her engine light's on with a PO420 for catalyst efficiency. When it rains, it pours for this girl. Maybe she's not living right, I don't know. But let's have a look. And here's what it looks like now. You can see the fluid all over the rear differential, all over this vicinity here. I want to grab a mirror. I just want to look up top here. I don't know if there's a vent up there. I had my boy Josh check and make sure that it was full. He said the stuff in it looks like mud. It only holds a little bit. So he topped it off because we weren't sure if what the lady was going to do. But yeah, that's our new module we put on there. Of course, that's hosed down with the fluid film. So I'm assuming we're dealing with an axle seal here. But let's just have a look-see up top, see what things look like up there, and then if not, we'll just we'll pop the axles out and see if we can knock those little stubs out and pop a new seal in for her. So this is interesting. There's oh boy. Oh boy. Use your words. There is no vent. I think the housing's broken. I think the aluminum is all corroded away. And it might be cracked. There's a bunch of dirt inside. Well, hi Kitty. Hi Pumpkin. Come here. Hi. Hi, Luna. How are you? Hi, you want to go see Mommy? Huh? Do you say that? Oh, okay, yeah, it's a good girl. Okay, here you go. I'll show you guys what I'm seeing here. Because I'm thinking, because I'm not seeing where it's slinging out here. Off the end of this stub. You know, the axle itself looks dry. And that seal looks pretty dry now that I look at it. I see all the dirt and junk laying up here on top, but more importantly, I see that. So that's part of that web, that part of this casting that comes back to this mount. And I can see it's rotted away naturally. Aluminium disappears just like steel here in New York. I can see it's clearly rotted and broken. I'm wondering if it's cracked down in this housing. So let's clean some of that dirt off up there and see if we see a crack. That would make more sense because Josh said the fluid here was pretty brown. Look like mud. Oh, I don't think this is a smooth top. I think this thing up top has these same ribs. And I don't think it's gonna be for this lady's pleasure because I'm gambling here that this is probably broken, and the reason the fluid is muddy, so to speak, is probably because it was broke up here and it's got moisture in it. I think I'm gonna have to get a blow nozzle because it definitely feels ribbed. Yeah, it is. We're gonna have to try to blow some of this junk out of here. Boy, it's really caked in there pretty good, folks. It's not really helping us much here. Oh, never mind, I can see the crack in the housing anyway. It's split wide open. All right, well that was easy. Wow. Get my mirror here for you. Let's see, I saw it. Yep, right there. Let's see. Oh my God, Mrs. O, come on here. I can't hit the enhance button. It's cracked right off the end of that web and goes right around into that other web. That's funny, it's broke back here, not even up by the rot spot where I thought it was gonna break, unless that's the epicenter. It might be, that's broken pretty good. Might be broke all the way straight down through there, but there's an obvious crack right there, no kidding. Ha! Let me get Mrs. O to hold this thing. Yeah, let me show you what happened up here. She's talking to somebody right now, but you see that transmission line that sticks out right there? That little loop that sticks out? General Motors was nice enough to put that out by the wheel. And they covered the entire line with plastic. See you, Dave? Except for that little section there. Of course, that rotted out, soaked all of this with trainee fluid, you know, got all over everything here. Was slinging out of her wheel. That's what she first noticed. Oh, that's some fancy welding there. Yep, so my boy Josh put those trainee lines in, and then, oh boy, AC compressor's leaking too. It might be time to flush this toilet, lady. It's gonna need a cat. More than likely. We gotta check to be sure. AC compressor's leaking. Front brakes are about hammered. Yikes, rear diff is broken. Rear spring's broken. Man, she got a lot wrong with this thing. I don't know how, maybe it's not been well maintained, but our job the other day was just get it running, folks. Don't come down on me. It's time.
It's time?
It's time.
I can...
No, you can't quit and you're not getting fired.
I'm gonna take a nap?
No, you need to come.
What is the time for?
You need to help us.
Oh.
Hi, Pumpkin. How are
Okay.
you? How you doing?
You know what's in my cup today?
What's in your cup? Wine?
No.
Oh.
Coffee. I don't even drink coffee.
You getting all like...
That's how tired I am.
You getting the jitters?
Can't hardly keep my eyes open.
What do you think, Luna? This lady's having some bad frickin' luck out here. Let me tell you what.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God, I'm almost starting to feel bad at this point.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah. So we thought it was just the axle seal, but it's not.
more than that.
Yeah, the whole frickin' axle housing's busted.
Oh, dear.
I need-
Like she hit something?
No, like
Just...
frickin' salt and corrosion.
Oh, stinky.
Oh, don't you love that?
No. I hate that.
Feels good. I need you to hold this. The mirror here. Hang on, Mrs. O. I got just a minute, people. Okay, you're doing a good job, Mrs. O. Hang on now. Don't even move a muscle. Don't even breathe. Enhance. Enhance.
I can see it.
I can't get my eyes are too close.
I
but
can see it.
You can see the
You
crack.
can see the crack.
In
Yeah.
the viewfinder.
I see your crack.
This lady's all cracked out. Enhance.
Dang. Wow, that changes things.
Yeah, so that sucker's cracked right around, almost like in a square there.
Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah, I
See how it's kind of got a rounded corner to it?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and then the thing is though, I didn't expect to see the crack there because it's all rotted out up this way. Like if you move your mirror up there, see how it's all broken and rotted up there?
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that's the, we called it the epicenter.
That's the beginning of the crack?
Perhaps.
Good.
We don't know. Yeah, we're good. You can go ahead and pull out. Broken rear spring.
Ooh.
Codes for the cat. AC compressors leaking.
Oh wow.
Yeah, out there.
Back to the junkyard.
Maybe. Though, maybe.
Ouch.
All she knows is that ever since you.
Ever since you.
Yep. Oh well. I was telling people, we were hired to get the thing running. We did.
Whoa! Don't break it.
King Joy down. Not the first time. King Joy. Do you want to call her?
No.
You want me to call her?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't do the bad news thing.
Oh,
I just call and say, it's broke. That's it.
That's it. We'll call her up, tell her it's broke.
You call her up and say, oh, I'm here for you. Let me hold you.
Oh, that's me. Wow.
Well, that's how you make them feel.
I do.
I'm just like, oh, hey.
You're a
stuff's
matter of
broke.
fact girl. I'm a schmoozer.
I am not a schmoozer.
And that's why we're married.
I have one.
On a little bit of a serious note, folks, I do need to call the customer and tell them, here's what we see. I guess we initially thought it was an axle seal, but now, closer examination, that housing's busted, and it's going to need new housing. I looked on GM Parts, or our supplier, and $1295.68 for the carrier assembly without the viscous coupler, and $1634.60, so $1,600 for the entire, assembly, which I don't think we would need the whole assembly. Granted, we can probably find a used one, but we would have to get a used Southern unit, obviously, seeing that this is likely the product of, salt and corrosion sitting on top of that differential and finally just eating its way through the aluminum. On a side note, on that side note is the aluminum around here disappears just like steel does. So in case anybody's wondering about that, particularly if there's aluminum touching any other type of metal, if there's any dissimilar metals, the aluminum just, it's gone. First year that stuff's gone. Like when they do it on exhaust mounts and stuff like that, the aluminum just disappears. At any rate, there's that, plus the labor to install it, which doesn't look like a lot, and then, going through and reconfiguring the computer to whatever number differential gets put in it. But things she's gonna have to keep in mind, just kind of glancing it over, is, it's got a broken rear spring, front brakes are looking crappy, we got the 420 code, it's gonna need catalyst, but here in People's Republic of New York, we're forced to use carb certified converters, so it's gonna have to have, an OEM carb converter on it. You're looking at a few grand there, I imagine. And then, seeing the AC compressors all covered with, dye, like, well, do you like your AC? Because that's, looks like the writing on the wall. If it works now, it's probably not gonna for long. And the other thing we have to keep in mind that I think the customer should know about is just, the 1.4. These things are notorious for everything. Valve covers, intake manifolds, turbos, engine oil coolers, you name it. Like the list is long on these engines for what goes wrong with them. They're pretty much throwaway. So I'm just going to inform her what I see, give her my thoughts and feelings, and then let her make an informed decision from there. Some people elect to put, several thousands of dollars into a car just to keep it going, because at the end of the day, if the body's not rotted out, it's, in their mind cheaper than, another $30,000 car or car payment. If there's no payment, they put in $4 or $5 grand, get everything else fixed. Whatever. That's how some people will look at that. And from an economic standpoint, that's probably the best. Cars do not appreciate. The second you buy that sucker, it's going down. And then in the salt belt, our ticker ticks a little bit faster. You have your normal depreciation, and then you got about your 12 years before this thing's ready to hit the crusher, just because of the salt and the liquid magnesium chloride that they put on our roads year round. They put it on our dirt roads, and they put it on our roads in the wintertime. So we have 365, 24/7 exposure to salt if you drive the back road. So our cars just don't last long, and people don't oil spray them or do anything preventative there. But that's how I handle that. I don't know what the lady's going to decide. If we end up doing the job or she wants the other stuff fixed, maybe we'll bring you along. But just wanted to bring you along and show you what we saw, and that's it. Anyhow, the only thing you've got left to do for me is to go in that comment section, folks. Leave your comment. Tell me what you think. Should I eat everything and pay for the entire car? I don't think so. Anyhow, I look forward to reading your comments. I always do. Insta, Facebook, you know where to find us. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. It ain't even do anything. Thanks for watching.